So it's 5:30, I think, something like that. I'm awake. Good boy.
I would suggest that you get in that volume level set
Just
right
having a little
first,
cuddle
and then
session
adjusting
before
your
we
music
get
or
up.
your sound effects second. So for right now, I'm going to click this little button here to mute our music. We've already muted our top left.
I had a friend call me, so I didn't get a chance to record this morning. So I made breakfast, and then after she called me, she's one of my friends from Sweden. And yeah, it was really nice to catch up with her. I haven't spoken to her since March. Basically, like, I kind of just stopped talking to a lot of people. Not on purpose, but I guess everything's with intention, right? And I was just really just focusing on the things that were going on in my life, because I tend to call people just to distract myself from doing the work. So I was like, no, I'm going to intentionally just stay focused and not spend an hour, 2 hours on the phone with my friends from different parts of the world just to be busy and not focus on Pilates. So I really just kind of just I guess isolated myself in a way from people for a bit. But yeah, it was nice to catch up. She's a friend that I met working at Klarna when I was living in Sweden. This morning did not go as planned. I woke up and I was watching CapCut videos, which was exactly how I wanted to start my morning. I was gonna jump on my laptop, but then I was I was on TikTok, right? And I saw this movie. I'm like, oh, I really want to watch this movie, and I'm like, let's just do it. Let's just spend 2 hours in bed. Granted, I wake up really early, guys, so I was done with the movie by 8:30, 8:39, and then when the movie was over, my friend from Sweden called me, and I'm like, okay, great, now I'm gonna get up and make breakfast because I should probably get moving. And I caught up with her for an hour. So this week I am preparing for my final test out for Pilates Reformer, and I am nervous, of course, and I'm scared, and all these feelings are coming up again. And then on top of trying to film the content for each day, I'm having anxiety because I'm trying to figure out how to use CapCut. And I thought it'd be easier now that I have my desktop, but it's just everything just feels it's not working. Anyways, what I wanted to talk about was my journey with Pilates. So, and the reason why I'm sharing this is because when I was talking to my friend, I had no idea. She's like, I couldn't have to tell that you wanted to quit. And here is the reality. I did. I had a lot going on in my personal life. My grandfather passed away, but before that, it was we were in and out of the hospital a lot in March, and I was still in this job that I didn't like, and I was trying to do I was doing Pilates, but I just didn't feel I was actually learning it, and I didn't see the progress, and I was really hard on myself because I also wasn't spending the time to learn it, and it was just a lot of emotions. And I reached this point where I was ready to quit Pilates and go move back home and basically help my family with my grandfather because he was in hospice. But then I realized I realized then that I was doing this because I did want to help, but also I was doing it because it would have been an easy way to just say, oh, I can't do Pilates because I need to be at home to help my family, instead of actually completing it because I was scared. So I had to really sit with these parts of me and understand why am I running away from something that I love? Also I have this perception, this is my own judgment of Pilates as well, and probably not my own judgment, but the judgment of the world right now, especially being in LA and doing Pilates, and how it was affecting me, because I was oh, I don't want to be another person in LA just getting the Pilates certification. I'm just another person. And I'm Danielle, where did this come from? And obviously I know why. I had to really sit with myself, because I noticed a pattern of mine, and granted, I realized this in a mushroom ceremony that I was doing, but I realized that I have a pattern of seeking white validation, and this may be controversial, and I think a lot of us do it, but we're maybe not aware of it, or are afraid to actually admit it. But growing up in the US, especially back then, now it's very different, but growing up, not being Mexican enough, not being white enough, I never felt I belonged anywhere, and I had my own prejudice, or I had my own judgment on, and stereotypes on, my own culture of Mexicans. And I would stay out of the sun because I didn't want to be dark, I didn't want to be tan, and I wanted to be white. I thought, white people got everything that they wanted. At least like when I was growing up, that's what it felt like. Like it's just everything was just so easy for them, and it was hard for me. And so when I see myself in these habits or these patterns again, especially being in LA, I'm telling you, LA, being back home, as uncomfortable as it is, it has triggered the most out of me and highlighted all the parts that I ran from, which makes sense, right? Because I was overseas for 6 years. I didn't have to deal with these parts of me, but being here and being faced with, you know, this type of energy all the time, LA energy. I don't want to say white people, it's like white energy. And because it has nothing to do with race, it's just a certain type of energy that makes me feel a certain way and act a certain way. And then I become small because I put them on a pedestal. And it's interesting. It's so interesting, the dynamics that I have towards these type of people, because I feel like they're happier with their life, that they're more comfortable, they're more confident. But in reality, we're all humans, and we're not. Like, we all struggle with our own insecurities. But it was something that I had to really look at, because I saw myself seeking white approval again in Pilates. You know, like changing myself and like trying to fit in instead of just being me and showing up as myself and being unapologetically me. And it's not just in Pilates, right? It was also when I look at like the workplace I was at previously. Again, it's like the reason why I stayed so long is because I was getting access to a population of people that I've never had access to before, which is like the 1%, right? And growing up, I never thought I'd have these opportunities to have access to these types of people. So I'm meeting like really important people, and I was so attached to this, like, oh, like this is gonna help me feel comfortable with who I am. This is going to help me get to where I want to be. And the reality is like, yeah, it can, but you're going to be playing the game forever. And I don't want to play that game. I want to play the game, or not game, but I want to listen to myself and follow my dreams and see what happens. So this Pilates journey, like I keep telling people, like, it's not just Pilates for me, right? It's like uncovering all of my triggers. Well, not all, I shouldn't say all, because I'm sure there's more after, but it's really showing me face to face the things that I've run away from, the things that I was trying to seek validation and approval from, and I was ready to quit. And I realized, especially being in LA, and like this need to be perfect, and I was like, I can just take what they're giving me and make it my own. I don't need to be like this certain image that I have put in my head of what it needs to be. Like, no one else did this but me, you know what I mean? And I was like, okay, well, I don't need to say it like that or say it like this, and I can be my own person in this program. And when I kind of got that power back, I was like, oh, I get it. And it was a part of me that, like, I've known that I've sought white approval before, but I didn't realize the driving factors of it, you know, like even like living in Venice. So it's not like people, right? It's energy. And so when I'm confronted with some of these energies, I will make myself small and I won't be authentically myself. And what I'm working on is showing up as myself no matter who's around. And I wanted just to share that, because like part of this journey, like, I'm scared to put this out there. I'm scared to say these things about myself. But, you know, the more I talk to different friends who I grew up with, because we've been reconnecting and I'm sharing this, they're like, they feel the same way. And it's kind of nice to know that you don't feel alone out there. Like, not that I'm seeking validation for this, but I'm sharing it because I felt very alone and I was afraid to admit these things, because I again felt like there's something wrong with me. And the reality is, like, there's nothing wrong with me or for you for feeling this way. Like, it's a normal feeling. It's normal to feel these things, but the key takeaway that in all of this journey for me as becoming a Pilates teacher is not to allow these old narratives to still control you. So you have a choice now. Like, the awareness is the first step, and the universe will continue to teach you the same lesson. It taught me the same lesson over and over again, and I finally learned it when I was in Pilates. But even though I learned the lesson, now it's like, when I'm confronted with these things again, am I going to go back to my old patterns, or am I going to choose differently? And that is where the real work begins, is being aware, being like confronted with it again, and choosing differently. And that's where the growth comes from. These are, again, my opinions, but again, I just wanted to share. You're not alone. We're not crazy. I should really stop saying crazy, because it triggers me inside. But, you know, it's what I do when I'm nervous. I like ramble a lot because I get really like nervous. But yeah, I think the more I do these videos, the more honest I am, and I'm not trying to like think about what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying it honestly. It feels freeing and liberating, and just like, of course, I'm gonna be nervous to post it, but fuck it. I'm studying right now Pilates. I'm going through. I basically recorded myself last week with the director of education, and just to because when I am it's so loud. When I am taking a private, I'm so focused on like figuring out the posture and like feeling it in my body that I'm not really I am listening, but I don't remember the cues. So I asked to record it so then I can come back and like hear the cue, listen to the cues that she was saying that helped me get help me fix my posture, and then I'm like writing it down and like looking at the transitions so I can remember everything clearly, just because like it's a lot of exercises we need to know we have to get through. So that's what I'm doing, just going through everything before I go into the studio. In about an hour I'm gonna get to the studio around 1, and I'm gonna meet with another teacher, and we're gonna go through the workouts together, and because we're both doing our test outs this weekend. Over your feet, and now bring that into the sternum, touch that tailbone, and draw the handles back. Open wide, push back, thumbs touch. Now give the ceiling a high five and circle forward. Now just flowing through that, really bringing it to the sternum, touch that tailbone, going out, bend forward, yes, and then give the ceiling a high five. And we'll do it one more time. I want to give you the stretch that she gave me. So going out, pushing out, back. Yeah, forward, guys in here, stay here. This is a stretch, yeah, and now go ahead and circle your hands up and around, staying dive under, yeah. And then now bring your legs, I'm just saying push into my hand, there we go, push, push, push. With elbows, create that C-shaped round back. Really think about, yeah, there we go. Push into my hand. Give yourself a nice stretch. There we go. Chin to chest first. Breathe out down there. Foot into the back. Your ribs are touching. Last one. On that next one, you're going to squeeze out of the opposite side. Gaze follows and then untwist. Opposite direction. And come back to center. Bending those knees up to give you a stretch here. And then now your heels to your toes. Is that a good stretch? Okay. More pressure. Just do one circle up, dive down, shake yes, shake no, give yourself a wobble, and then slowly articulate your spine all the way up with your shoulders being the last thing to round back. Another circle here, and exhale, bring our hands together. Thank you. Yay! So I just got done practicing Pilates, and like, oh, I'm scared. I'm like, I know I need to just practice saying it out loud now. I get really mumbled jumbled with my words. Like, I know the exercises in my body, like I can feel it, I know it, but then saying it is like something different. So I just need to practice again. So I spent basically the evening like editing, figuring out CapCut finally on my Dell on the desktop version. So I just had to like link all of my iCloud stuff onto the computer basically. So that was a process, but I did it, and I've been editing, so it's been fun. I'm just trying not to be too much in my head and just like getting it out. So that's what I'm doing right now with the video for today. I was a very bad dog mom. Max did not go on any long walks today. He's gonna have so much energy tomorrow, so I'll walk him tomorrow. But yeah, that's basically what I did today, and tomorrow will be no Pilates. I am going into the office. Yeah, it's like a love-hate relationship. I don't go often. I'll explain this tomorrow. So good night. Have a good rest of your evening. Bye.